Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your Lolcow News Network. Now, of course, I am your beautiful host, Anchorman Sam, and today is pretty exciting. Today, we have another phone call from Daniel Larson. Now, of course, at the time of recording this, I don't know what to expect in this video other than complete lunacy. Anywhere Daniel is involved, it is just complete lunacy, and I'm pretty excited. But before we jump into the video, let's go ahead and hear from the partner of the channel. Hey there, everybody, this is Sam. I want to go ahead and give a big old shout out to W Energy for partnering here with us at Lolcow News Network. And right now, if you go to w.gg and use my code LNN, that'll get you 10% off your entire order. Thank you again to W Energy for partnering here with us at Lolcow News Network.
From a federal prison. You will not be charged for this call. This call is from
Daniel Larson.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. You may begin speaking now.
Hello?
Hey, so I got the songbook.
Is it good? I don't know what it's about. You like it?
Yeah, no, it's great. But there is a issue I also found out, and I was able to fully verify with evidence.
What's that?
So, we already know, right, that Tina, right, is lying. She's been in contact with me, the Vanderwall Studio accounts I've been in contact with. So she's lying about almost everything.
Yeah.
Another thing that I found out is if you listen to a lot of Grace's songs,
They're about you.
they're 100% about me.
Yeah.
Like, every single song. Without me, her career would be going down the drain.
Yeah.
And not only that, with Tina...
Not even 2 minutes in, and already that Daniel Larson confidence is hitting hard. My man's already talking about how, if not for him, Grace Vanderwalt wouldn't have a career. Now look, I don't really know who Grace Vanderwalt is. I didn't even know her name until I started looking into Daniel Larson. Never listened to her music. But one thing I know about her is she kind of got big and wound up getting recording contracts because of America's Got Talent or American Idol or something like that. That's all I really know about her. I know she tours, that's it. But I severely doubt that all of her songs are about Daniel Larson or that she wouldn't have a career if not for him. The amount of delusion that comes with Daniel is insane, and kind of in the back of my mind, I was hoping maybe him being locked up like this and away from all of his trolls and everything would kind of help those delusions simmer and he could actually see reality. Nope. No, my man's just as crazy as ever, and you know what, guys? I love it.
Not helpful right now. It's only making things worse. And I think I figured out why my public defender is saying that Grace is out of the picture and everything.
Why is that?
It's serious.
Why is he saying that?
So, first of all, I was looking at the lyrics. More direct, okay?
Okay.
And it is, she's actually in a couple of her songs mentioning there was a picture of me, okay, that was videotaped, well, not really videotaped, but I guess taken a picture of. Well, I was in the shower, and it got leaked over the internet. Okay, it's one picture, and it was taken behind my back by a person in my disability housing, and I was fully nude.
Yeah.
At that point, Grace was underaged back then.
Okay.
Now, because it got leaked to the internet, Grace, around that time, and I were planning on going on tour. We were talking about going on tour. We weren't actually serious or even talking about a relationship. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But Grace saw the picture of me, right? And I guess her mother misinterpreted that video. Okay?
How did her mother interpret it?
She thought that I was into, I guess, children and was a pedophile.
I mean, look, I don't really think anybody is thinking or imagining that Daniel Larson likes kids or is a PDF. It's just kind of a known fact that he's been obsessed with Grace on a very adult level since she was a minor, and he's shown in the past that, yeah, he does in fact like kids. So I don't really think there's any theorizing to that one, folks, but what do I know? I'm just a simple newsman.
That was never the case. Okay? So then, right, so this was way back in like 2020. Okay? In 2022, Tina reached out to me and said, stop talking to Grace. Or stop talking to the people claiming to be Grace. It's not Grace. And that was the video, or that was the time, right, in 2022, where in my legal discovery, I said to Tina, which Tina is lying in my legal discovery, but I told Tina that day when Grace was at her family's, or at her mother's or something, and Tina denies that Grace was in contact. Tina contacted Grace because she was sitting right next to her, right, on the couch or something, and Grace admitted to being in contact with me all along, behind Tina's back.
Yeah.
See what I mean? This was in 2020. 2022. This was in 2022.
Now look, I know I've been popping in with my commentary a bit more frequently than normal on this one, but someone in the comments, please correct me if I'm wrong on this, but if memory serves right, the only time that the actual Tina Vanderwalt was in touch with Daniel Larson was to tell him, hey, leave my daughter alone. You're creepy. Just keep her name out of your mouth. Again, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I am pretty sure that is the only time she has contacted him.
And when this was going on, that's when Tina got involved, was in 2022.
Yeah.
There was never supposed to be anything sexually related other than in 2022 when Tina started getting serious about looking at houses in Colorado. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So at that point, the relationship was at some point around there confirmed. You see what I mean? My biological father lied to me as well, saying that he was not in contact with Grace when he was. And Bob also told me...
This call is from a federal prison.
Bob told me he was not in contact with Griffin or...
I can't even lie, guys. The TMZ notification had me cracking up. And then as soon as he said something about Bob, the automated thing popping in reminding them, this is a call from a federal prison. I don't know why, but that got a good laugh out of me.
At the time. But yet, Griffin and Tina both told me on Vanderwall Studios account, Tina told me that she was in contact with Bob.
So what are all these people's motives for lying to you?
So that's what I'm trying to figure out, is never once.
From what I've gathered, most of the people who do this motives are just shits and giggles.
Pictures of models and stuff on my phone, and Grace wanted me to talent scout for her. And I guess her modeling or whatever she wanted to do, I don't fucking know, but she wanted me to become a talent scout for Interscope Records at some point. And somewhere along in there is when I started going through social media as a talent scout looking for other artists.
Yeah.
Never once was it anything sexual. But because of the picture, right, back in 2020 that got leaked to social media, ever since then, I've been a victim of sexual assault.
Yeah.
On the streets, Other people are coming up to me just in general trying to say, hey, you're a pedophile. Never once was I.
Yeah, they're just
See
trying
what
to,
I mean?
they're trying to frame you.
They're trying to frame me now. And Tina, I think, because Tina did talk to the FBI, there is proof of that, and Griffin, I believe that the FBI is just lying to them without the full verification. And I was also, on top of that, somewhere in like the first or second interview I had with the FBI, I was framed to admit to somebody claiming to be Tina. I don't think it was, but it might have been, where I actually admitted that I was. Because I was asked like 5 or 6 times in a row, I just kind of gave up and I started like saying, whatever. You know what I mean? Because I was asked so many times.
Yeah, you were coerced into it.
Coerced, exactly. So this entire thing is coercion. And because of my
I could definitely see the FBI reaching out wanting to talk to Grace and Tina Vanderwall, especially if they are trying to build a case so they can, for lack of a better term, lock him up and throw away the key. But until we have that fully confirmed, either through court documents, the FBI themselves, or even the Vanderwall family directly, we'll never know if that's just something Daniel made up or if that's true, but I could very well see that happening. Now, onto the coercion bit. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are, but if you're not a PDF, it doesn't matter how hard someone's pressing you, you are not going to admit to being a PDF if you're not. So I severely doubt he was coerced into it.
You see what I mean? Because I don't know if I have autism, but I think I do somewhere, or who knows, it might just be trauma from everything. I don't fucking know. But you see what I mean is because I was asked like 6 or 7 times, even when I asked the FBI, stop asking because it's not true, they continued to ask me, and I ended up straight up just saying, yeah, no, it happened.
Yeah, they're trying
Never
to break
want,
you.
right. And then if Tina, and my problem is if Tina actually somehow got a hold of that information, now Tina's like, okay, now this entire situation with my daughter, I'm not going to allow.
And then now she's trying to use it against
This
you.
call is from a federal prison.
Use it against you and use it to blackmail you.
In a way, yes. And what she needs to end up knowing is none of that is true. Everything was coerced by the FBI and Secret Service. They were asking me so many times, even after I asked them to stop. I had nobody with me because I was homeless to step in and just say, look, this needs to stop. This is turning into harassment. And that's why I was going on social media saying, look, Daniel McDougal, or Daniel McDougall, whatever his name is, was harassing me and was putting out misinformation. And I have every single right to be concerned about that and to be scared.
Yeah.
And nowadays it seems like in society we cannot ask for help. Because when I asked for help, they accused me of what I was asking for help with. They turned it around on me.
Yeah.
And now I can see Tina's point. They could go bankrupt if you really think about it. They could go straight up bankrupt in lawsuits at this point because there's so much that has happened.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. It sounds like you need to sue the FBI.
And that's going to be very, very difficult to do. Very, very difficult. And not only that, another thing I found out, Griffin told me he wants to have me out by Christmas. But my public defender is saying, don't talk to Griffin, don't talk to you, whatever. Tina, we already know, is saying that. But here's the thing. In January...
Man, you know, if you've got your lawyer, allegedly Tina Vanderwalt, and other people telling you, hey, don't talk to these people, maybe listen to them, especially when one of the biggest issues you have is when you talk, all you do is give the prosecutors more they can work with to have you locked up. Again, just food for thought. Maybe listen to them. Now, of course, personally, I don't want him to listen to them because I enjoy these calls. It's good getting to get these updates, seeing where Daniel's at, finding out, how's the case going. Now, I severely doubt he'll be out by Christmas. That would just be a Christmas miracle, and I would love to see Daniel Larson out by Christmas and out wreaking havoc, or maybe when he gets out of prison, we get the frightened arc where the man is too scared to even dine and dash because he doesn't want to go back. I mean, it seems to have worked for Chris Chan. Once he got out, he seems like he has been following the laws as they are written just because prison probably scared the hell out of him that much. But it's hard telling, we won't know until Daniel is back out on the streets.
Defender is saying if I'm not transferred, he's going to drop the case.
Yeah, that much is true. I know that.
That much is true. The thing is, if they're going to drop the case, then they can't even transfer me. That means they don't have a case to begin with, which means they can't transfer me as long as I'm still in custody. The only thing they could do is outpatient, which means I should be able to walk out this door today. And of course, I'm not going to do that because I'm in custody. That would be like running away from or escape. So I'm not going to do that. But
I forgot his public defender wanted to get him transferred out of state, but I don't really think a public defender would drop his case if he couldn't get transferred or what have you. But you never know. I could be wrong on that. Where does Daniel get it in his head that if they don't transfer him or whatever, the only option is outpatient, so he'll be able to walk out the door? My friend, they have psychiatric hospitals in that area they can send you to, some of which are probably going to be inpatient. So, I really don't know where Daniel gets these ideas from, but I love the level of delusion that he confidently shows. It's kind of like Cyrac.
if that is really true, that they're planning on dropping the case in January, if I'm not transferred, I am not going to be transferred, and the case is going to be dropped. See what I mean?
Yeah, hopefully you don't get transferred.
Well, the thing is, the way I'm looking at it is they cannot legally transfer me. Because you have to know, see what I mean, what drop the case means. Drop the case means I'm not going to trial, I'm innocent. They can only keep me in custody and transfer me to another facility where I'm going to be in custody if they can find me guilty. And they can't, because they're saying that they are dropping the case.
I think Daniel doesn't necessarily understand what dropping the case means. Now, if his public defender said, hey, if we can't get you transferred, I'm dropping the case, that means the attorney will no longer want to represent you. Or if he means the charges are going to get dropped, all that means is if for some reason it got dropped. It's not guilt, it's not innocence, it just means for some reason or another, the prosecutor's office decided, you know what, we're not going to pursue this anymore. So there are multiple reasons that can happen. And he thinks that, if that happens, I'm just outie, it's good. No, they can still put you on an involuntary psychiatric hold, and that's more than likely what would happen in that kind of case.
If I'm not transferred.
Yeah.
That makes no sense from their point of view.
Oh, it's something weird going on. They're definitely
there's something very, very weird. And then my public defender is saying, as well as Tina, don't talk to your fans, don't talk to your friends, don't talk to Tina, don't talk to this. There is no proof anywhere where it says right now that I'm not allowed to.
I mean, look, I could definitely see them telling him, hey, don't talk to Tina. And don't talk to your fans or anyone. I could see them telling him that. Now, whether or not it gets enforced is entirely circumstantial. If it's a case of, the prosecutor's office is like, no, let him keep making these calls. This is going to make our case look a lot better because all he's doing is digging that grave. Then they're going to use these phone calls against him. I mean, telling someone not to versus keeping them from doing it is a whole separate ballpark that I don't think Daniel comprehends.
I have rights where I can contact friends and family. They're trying to go against my legal rights.
They're trying to violate your rights. They even said don't talk to Bob, right? And you've known Bob for how many years?
Right, Bob's still not answering. And I'm to a point after I've asked him repeatedly to help, and he's refused as well. I don't want anything to do with him anymore.
Yeah.
The only issue is...
I'm just going to point out the obvious, but I think the feeling is pretty mutual with Bob in that he doesn't want Daniel to contact him anymore. At least to my knowledge, the last interaction they had, Bob made it clear he was just completely done with Daniel. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, though.
Kind of feel after reading Grace's songs and everything and just listening to everything, because I've listened to her songs forever, but I'm just saying, after really listening to Grace's songs more, I really feel kind of the same way that Grace feels on a lot of things. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about the picture being leaked. That's not my fault.
It's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet situation. You want to be with Grace. Grace wants to be with you.
Much. Well, she wants to be with me, but at the same time,
Tina's
because of that picture, right? But because of the picture that got leaked on the internet or whatever,
yeah,
she also can't get that out of her mind. She can't.
Yeah, once again, just going to be Captain Obvious here, but I'm pretty sure Grace doesn't want anything to do with Daniel. I'm pretty sure that relationship is only one way.
You know what I mean? Because she was underage at that time.
Yeah.
So just watching me being homeless and watching me struggle in life is really, in my opinion, what's bringing her into everything and wanting to be with me.
Yeah, because she's going through the same stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's like Romeo and Juliet. She's tired of seeing me suffer, and that's turning into love.
Yeah.
Kind of like a victim and victim turning into victims loving each other.
Definitely.
That's not.
Couple of things I want to cover on this one. First off, Daniel is not a victim at all. Second, it sounds almost like he's trying to describe Stockholm Syndrome, which is more than likely what he would try to induce with Grace after he kidnaps her. I'm going to be the one to say it. The dude's just creepy and crazy enough where I could see him actually trying to kidnap someone.
Well, I would say as long as Grace wants to be with you, it's good.
I agree.
Yeah.
But at this point, I feel like I shouldn't be in custody anymore. If they're going to drop the case in January, if I'm not transferred, they should drop it now. But anyways, I got to go because the phone's about to cut out. I'll try to call you back either tomorrow morning or later tonight.
All right. Have a good night.
Can someone please tell me where Daniel got it in his head that he's going to be released in January? Is there something that's happened or popped up that I don't know about that I've not been made aware of? Seriously, if anyone knows, please let me know in the comments. That is definitely going to be the rest of it for this video, guys. If you do like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell notification, share the video, share it around with mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, sister, brother, boyfriend, girlfriend, Jeff Goldblum. It all helps out the channel a lot. As well, we do have a member program if you do want to sign up. Helps out the channel as well. And anyway, guys, if you like the video, keep an eye out. There will be a lot more here in the future. And with that being said, this is Sam signing off.